Good morning, dear sweets and Marians, class 7th students. From St. Mary's School, we brought for you first chapter writing skills. First chapter is representation of geographical features. Previous video, we have made you understood this chapter. Now it's the time to write the answers. Before writing the answers, let me tell you that on the top of this box, pink box, you can see there are few definitions: representative fraction, topographic map, grid eastings and northings. So all this you have to learn by heart. This is points to remember. In your exam, question can come from points to remember also. Now let us see first short questions. What is the short questions? Focusing on these questions, I hope you all have a book. We will be dealing with short questions. Our first question is what is a map? Second is what is map scale? Third is what are topographic maps? So we have written page number. On the basis of that page number, I'll show you the answers and you have to write them in your notebook. First question, what is a map? And then some more questions will be there, so you can just note down the questions. If you don't have, you can also open your book, and just by opening your book and notebook together we'll be doing, I'll be continuously showing you all short answers. Okay, so let us go through for first three questions. First question, let me see. First question, what is map? A map A map is a representation of any area of the earth on a flat surface. I hope you all can see. A map is a representation of any area of the earth on a flat surface. One line answer, red line is there. Only this much is your answer. Note down the question and then you can note down answer. Now coming on next. What is our next answer? Answer second. We have been asked for the map scale. Dear student, this answer is on page 7, means in the fill in the blanks. You see, this is the answer. First fill up is giving map scale. I'm reading this. In a map, a graduated straight line that shows the relation between the map distance and the ground, GROUND. Ground distance is the map's scale. I hope it is very clear to all of you. So this is your answer number 2 for A exercise. Now let me give you third answer. Our third question is what is topographic map? So answer is here. You see in red lines a large scale map showing both man-made and natural features. I zoom in. A large scale map showing both man-made and natural features is called a topographic map. This is your third answer, dear students. Write very neatly and properly in your notebooks. All the answers for all three sections same. Okay. Now coming for fourth question. What is our fourth question? Question is, what do we call a net of lines that help us to locate feature on a map? First of all, you take from the question, we call a net of lines that help us to locate feature on a map is as grid of eastings and northing. You can see capital letter is written in quotes, grid of eastings and northings that you have to write. So this is your answer. I hope you all are writing and doing well. Now let me tell you next question. Our next question, I have already told you grid of eastings and northings. That was our answer number 4. Question 5th, which color is most commonly used to show water bodies in a map? Which color is used? Blue color is used. Answer is blue color. You can take from the question. Blue color is most commonly used to show water bodies in a map. Then question 6, which color is used to show the grid lines and their numbers in the topographic map? So answer is red color is used to show grid lines and their numbers in a topographic map. Like this, short questions all over. Let us see now distinguish. What are the distinguish here? Distinguish between are saying, first we have to distinguish between large scale and small scale maps. We all have to write them one by one. Then second is eastings and northings we have to distinguish. We will be giving 3 points for each. Then areas colored in green and areas colored in yellow on a topographic map. So we have to write all. Water bodies colored blue and water bodies colored black on a topographic map. This also we'll be going through. Let me give you answers one by one. Our first answer, large scale maps and small scale map. Pay attention, dear students. Here are the answers. For distinguish, you have to draw like this. One side large scale map heading, second side small scale map heading, and then give a line in between to divide the column. And first we will be writing a point for large scale map and opposite side will be writing a point for small scale map. So focus here. My first point is here. These show maps of, these means large scale maps. These show maps of a smaller area on a large size paper. Opposite side, these show large areas of the earth on a small piece of paper. This is the basic difference. Second, so second point, let us see now. Second point for large scale and small scale map is these show. Which show? Large scale map. Large scale map show more features of a particular place, and small scale map show, you can write these, no problem, we are using pronoun, these show less features of a particular place. Then C point, example of a large scale map is tourist map. An example of a small scale map is an atlas map. So this is what we have for distinguish first. Let us see now distinguish second. What does distinguish second says? We have heading eastings and northings. So what is eastings and northings saying here? A point, the numbers given to the easting increases eastward. This is our first point. I repeat, the numbers given to eastings increase eastward. And opposite side you have to write, the numbers given to northings increase northwards. I hope it's very clear to you. Coming on second point of difference, these are, which are, eastings are vertical lines and these are horizontal lines. Northings are horizontal lines, like this. Coming on third point, these means eastings are read first, or eastings are pointed first. You can write like this, eastings are read first while pointing grid reference. When we are pointing grid reference for any topographic map, we are reading eastings first and these are read later. After reading the eastings, we are reading the northings. So second point is these are read later while reading a grid reference. So this is the basic difference. B second is over. Coming on B third now. Areas colored green on a topographic map. Here is areas colored green on a topographic map and areas colored yellow on a topographic map. Let us see first point for areas colored in green. These areas represent vegetation or forest lands and plain of grass. Lowlands also we can say. These areas represent vegetation of forest land, lowlands and plains of grass. Second opposite point we have for yellow region. These areas represent cultivated lands or agricultural fields. Okay, this is our second point. First point. Now second point, B point, for green color. They have grass, palms, scrubs and many other trees. You can see the shape of the trees down, and then they have lands filled with crops like wheat, rice, maize, barley. So yellow color is just shown for crops like wheat, rice, maize, barley, etc. These are shown by this yellow color. For an example, you can use your green sketch pen and you can draw a tree like this. And again, you can use your yellow sketch pen and you can draw the shape of a wheat. You can say wheat is just like this, no? Yellow color. You have seen the fruit of wheat. It is of like this wheat seed. So wheat seed is coming in just this shape. You can draw small 2 3 also, no matter. Now coming on next point of difference, fourth one, water bodies colored blue on a topographic map, and opposite is water bodies colored black on a topographic map. First point, these water bodies are perennial. That means they have water full year time. Or you can also write these water bodies have water full year time. Opposite point, these water bodies are non-perennial. Non-perennial word is new for you, but you have to learn this word also. So we can write these water bodies are non-perennial, or these water bodies do not have water full year time. Second point, B, these represent flowing river. Flowing river, you can say when water will be there, then only river will flow. These represent flowing river, streams and tanks with water. So these represent dry river, dry streams and dry tanks, means without water. Example C point for blue, water bodies colored in blue. C point. Example is river. You can see how the river is shown. Just make a river and shade it with both sides. It's not a cutting. This three are representation. Colored it and just make it. Properly shade it. Stream is single line, and tank, when it is perennial filled with water, it is blue in color. Same things when they will not have water, you can see dry river. River is dry. Then canal without water, and tank also without water. So all these you have to show for your fourth distinguish. Okay, keep your copy neat and clean. Maybe my writing is very bad, but your writing should be very good. Okay, write in your good handwriting, dear students. Now, coming on next, that is long answers. What does long answers say? Let us see now. Explain in brief. What are the different ways of showing scale on a map? This answer we have on page number 1, second column. I'll show you just. Then we have second. A map scale is given, that is 1 centimeter to 500 meter. What is the RF of this map? We'll use formula and we'll calculate it. How do we find the direction on a map if no direction are shown? This answer also given on page number 4, second column. Then why is the grid of a topographic map is not made up of parallel and meridian as in atlas map? This answer is on page number 4, second column, and later after writing from there we have to take from the question also. So I have edited this question. What are conventional symbols? This is our 5 questions. Now let us go for answer. Our first answer. Question was, what are the different ways of showing scale on a map? And answer is here. The 3 different ways of showing scale on a map are, you can see, number 1, dot by a statement. Number 2, red dot by a graduated straight line known as linear scale or a bar scale or a graphic scale. Third, full you have to write, yes. Third, red dot by representative fraction, RF, that is the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. So this is what we have for our first long answer, C first. Now see C long second part. A map's scale is given, that is this 1 centimeter to 500 meter. What is the RF of this map? Let us see the solution. Given, we have been given with 1 centimeter to 500 meter, or we can write like this: 1 centimeter to 500 into 100 to make meter into centimeter. As we know, we have studied in our previous classes that 1 meter have 100 centimeter. By using this formula, we have multiplied this 500 into 100. Now, so 1 centimeter to 50,000, it becomes 50,000 centimeter. Now we have a RF formula. Representative fraction formula is, that is RF equals to distance covered on the map upon distance covered on the ground. So this is what we have, the formula. We are using this formula, and after using this formula, we have made it 1 upon 50,000. That's what we got. 1 is to, so we got 1 is to 50,000. This is the answer for long second. Now we are moving on. Next long question, third, that is C exercise, third part. What was the question? Question, let me read once again. Question was, how do we find the direction on a map if no direction are shown? So in such maps, what happened? The upper part, you have to start like this from the arrow. The upper part, then printed line, we have to continue from the book, is taken as north. You know, this is page number 4. Is taken as north. The lower part is thus the south, and the left and right side represent the direction of west and east respectively. So like this, our third C is over. Let us see C question fourth part. What is C question fourth part is saying? Question was easy enough. You understood? Why is the grid of topographic map not made of parallel and meridian in atlas map? So this is the reason. Topographic maps cover much smaller areas. Most of them cover less than 1 degree of latitude and longitude. Hence, in these maps, there are not enough meridians or parallels to form grid. After this grid, we have to take from the question. That is why grid of a topographic map is not made up of parallel and meridian as in atlas map. This is page number 4. You will get these words on page number 4, and after that, after writing from the question, you have to write answer, and then completing answer up to grid, you have to continue from the question to complete full answer. Okay, on bracket, after this bracket, you have to write from the question also, then only full meaning will come. Coming on last long question. What are conventional symbols? The various agreed symbols generally used to represent various features on topographical maps. These symbols are called conventional symbols. I hope it is clear to all of you. All are understood? So this is our long fifth answer completed, and we are now moving for next exercise of fill up. First fill up I have already told you. In a map graduated straight line, fill up is D exercise. In a map, a graduated straight line that shows the relation between the map distance and the ground distance is map scale. This is your short second answer also. Now coming on second. In a map, a vertical line whose uppermost point has an arrow marked with the letter N is north line. Answer is north line, Northline. Third, direction between north and the east is northeast. This you have studied in your previous class, 6th class also. Now fourth, in a grid, the name of a cell comes from the line that form its southwest corner. Answer is southwestern corner. Western. Southwestern corner is your answer number fourth. Coming on fifth. In a physical map, shades of green, GREEN, green are used to show lowlands or plains. So, fifth answer is green, sixth answer is key. The key of a map helps us to understand conventional symbol used on a map. I hope all are clear. Let me repeat once again. All answer for first we have map scale as fill up first answer. Second answer north line. Third is northeast. Fourth is southwestern. Fifth is green. And sixth is key. Now let's move on. Choose the correct option. Choose the correct option. You all can see. E exercise it is. What kind of map shows a small area in detail? So it is B option is correct in this. A large scale map. I hope all are doing very carefully. Don't make any mistake. Now coming on next page, we are now choose the correct E exercise. Second question. Which of the following can be used to measure the distance on a map? So D option is correct. All three, that is a ruler, a string, and a paper with a string. All three can be used. So D option is correct. If it is coming as short question, you have to write all three names. A ruler also, a string also, a paper with a straight edge. So all three are correct. Coming on third, choose the correct. Which of the following statement is not true for a topographic map? That is C1 is not true. All others are true. It is a small scale map, that is not possible. So it is wrong. That's why they are saying not true or false statement is C. For third, C option is correct. Fourth, the vertical lines drawn in red on a topographic map are called eastings. We have read just now. We have read what are vertical lines. Vertical lines are eastings. Now coming on fifth question. What is fifth question? Fifth question is telling us while giving a four-figure grid reference, we first queued the number of appropriate easting. So four-figure grid reference, we first queued the number of appropriate easting. Without, I just told you that eastings are pointed first or queuing. Queuing means pointing only. Now six, in a topographic map, which areas are usually left white? Which areas are usually left white? Uncultivated land. B option. What are uncultivated land? That which are what we can say, which are rocky, which are unfertile, that are uncultivated, which we are not cultivating, which we are living like this. So barren lands also can be uncultivated lands. That's why they are shown with white color. 7. The lines joining place of equal height above the sea level on a map are contour lines. D option is correct for 7th. Choose the correct. I hope you are very clear with all choose the correct. If any problem, you can ask in the comment box. Now, let us match the following. Study the key of the figure 1.8 and match the following. I'll just show you what is the key. I'll show you the map also. And based on that, you can do this exercise. This exercise is here. So this is the key. You can see this key clearly. All details are here. You have to study this key. And after studying this key, you have to fill this, match the following. Town or village. Town or village is shown by this color. You see. For time being, you can put the numbers. For first option, E is correct. For second answer, F is correct. For third answer, B option is correct. For fourth answer, we have C option correct. For fifth answer, we have D option. And for sixth, we have this G option. For seventh, we have H option. Like this match we have to do. Once again, numbers are 8, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 7. After doing this, you'll learn them. I help you so that you can understand and you can learn. When school will reopen, I'll not give you answers. I will just ask you. So you should be ready for oral test of the conventional symbol. You can make clearly. You can do this exercise also. F exercise in notebook you have to do. Choose the correct you don't do, fill-ups you don't do. But this making symbols, you have to do this exercise in your notebooks. I hope it's well clear to all of you. Now, let me show you again that map. Okay, this is the map. It's called a topographic map. Below key is there are different things. You have to observe this map very carefully, and there are exercise. There is exercise G exercise. They are saying study the figure 1.8. I have just shown you this is the figure 1.8, and based on this you have to choose this. After studying carefully, I must not help you in this you can do in homework, but still as you are in 7th class, so I'm helping you. You can fill correct answer and you can understand. If you will not understand after filling, then you can ask me in the comment box. I will help you there also. Okay, what is the scale of a map? Choose from. So B option is correct for this. 1 is to 50,000. You can see below it is written. It's written here 1 is to 50,000. Where is RF written? Where the scale is written 1 is to 50,000. Scale is written, you see. This is scale 1 is to 50,000. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now, coming on next question. Similarly, all questions are very easy. How is scale shown? Scale can be shown by all these things, by statement, by ratio, by graduated straight line. So all these are correct. What is the area represented by each grid square? Choose from. You can see when you will measure with your scale, each grid, each square is of 2 centimeter, or 2 centimeters showing 1 kilometer. So it is 1 square kilometer. 1 into 1 equals to 1, because they are squares. So what is the area of the square? Side into side, and 1 into 1, 1 into 1 is to 1 square kilometer. That's why third answer is 1 square kilometer. Based on the colors, how would you describe the area of the grid square 2620? Choose from. Mainly the forest land. When we will see those colors and we will read the color code, I have shown you in my previous videos how it is. Green color is showing mainly forested land, so that's why green color. Now, give 4-figure grid reference for the following. Village Asava. When you will see village Asava, you go through, put your finger on the village Asava, and you will see the vertical line which is touching that Asava is 22, and horizontal line which is touching from below, that is 23. From the southwest corner you start measuring, and you will be finding it easy enough. Now let us move on next question. A part of the Sipu Nadi which has water and embankments and temple on the bank 2221. That is the 4-figure grid reference. An island with a tree in Sipu Nadi is 2021. The post office 1923. A dry tank near a pack track is 1920. So students, don't worry. For this practical understanding, I won't take test of this. I will take of conventional symbol. This I can tell you when school will reopen. Once again, practically I will tell you, because practical work is more in this. That's why just now you fill answers, and if you got some knowledge, it's well and good. If you didn't get, you can ask after. When school will reopen, that time also you can ask me how we have to solve this. This is not very much important, but still you have to do it in your textbook. An island with tree in Sipu Nadi is 2021. The post office 1923. Dry tank near a pack track is 1920. The bridge on the canal between Sipu Nadi is Sukli Nadi 1922. So like this, we have to fill 4-figure grid reference, means 4 digit. 2 are for eastings are read first, then northings. Vertical lines are read first, then horizontal. A well with water in patch or stony wasteland beside the road Sirohi is 1827. Now let us name the following. The village in the grid of 2521. When you will open that page, you will see it as Burari Kheda. Burari Khera located. 3 man-made features in the grid square 2025 is temple, huts, roads, and DB. DB stand for what? Dog bungalow. Dog bungalow. Below in key it is written DB stand for dog bungalow. The water body with embankments in the grid square 2523 is dry tank. The type of vegetation shown in the grid square 2226 is open scrub. The feature that passes under the bridge in the grid square 1922 is canal. And last question, 2 natural features in the grid square 2526 is trees and streams. So what are your difficulties? Let me know. This exercise is not so much important exercise. E we are talking of. G is not so much important, but up to this, up to F exercise, all should be thorough with. G exercise, you can just fill. For your more understanding, I will tell you again G exercise, but up to F exercise, I will ask you. So be ready for coming days. Stay safe at home and study well. Till then, take care. Goodbye.